Welcome to Breaking Silence, a safe and brave space where we have real conversations about race in America.
Now that I had that realization that I have been normalizing things that have been happening and maybe sweeping things under the rug, and I've been making myself okay with how things have been, I wasn't happy about it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And I realized that the only way that we're going to have progress and make an impact and increase awareness and change this is by having the conversations. My name is Aziza.
My name is Jen.
I am a 36-year-old female living in Southern California.
I am a 38-year-old white female living in Georgia.
I am a biracial child of a white mother and a Black father. I show up as a Black person in my entire life. And I think that's important to say because I am biracial, and there are some questions and some uniquenesses and complexities that come along with that.
We each have our own whys for launching this vlog. I'm seeing people polarized. I'm seeing people pointing fingers, a lot of anger, and a lot of that anger can be understandable, but there's not a lot of reaching out. I think there's a lot of fear, a lot of hurt, anger, and defensiveness is what I see in my experience. And so we started talking about that, and it was like, well, what could we do that could have an impact? What could we do to actually be a change? And the idea for this vlog popped up.
What I was hearing in my personal and professional circle, is that people, white people and Black people, want to have the conversations, but they don't know where to start. And they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. And so I think a big purpose of what we're doing here with you all and with each other is we're creating a not only safe space, because safe space is not enough, but a brave space to be able to say what is on our minds in a respectful and curious way. So we're coming from curious, we're coming from caring, so that we can inspire others to just get started, to have the conversation, to maybe say a wrong thing and have a misstep and not feel less than or dumb or uninformed, because we're all uninformed and we're all ill at ease with this conversation, I would say, no matter what color you are. I would say that my Black friends are equally as hesitant to have conversations for other reasons that we will discuss as well. And so that's why we're here, to impact others on a larger scale, continue the conversation between each other, because we see it affecting our growth, and to really move past this discomfort at having the conversation interracially. 4 weeks ago, the murder of George Floyd really stirred up a lot of emotions inside of me that for the first time had a need. I feel like these emotions had a need to spill out and to come out in the form of conversations with people in my inner circle. It really inspired me and influenced me to reach out to people in my life, and to really latch on to people in my life that were reaching out to me, to have conversations about what were going on.
As Aziza mentioned, over the last few weeks, a lot of the events that have been happening have also inspired me for the first time to really reach out to my friends who are Black, and to just offer an open door to engage in conversations if that's something that they were seeking. And so Aziza was one of those people that I reached out to and really started this amazing dialogue, inspiring others to lean in and have those uncomfortable conversations, be willing to make a mistake, and then to be received with grace. If someone on either end of the conversation is making a misstep or reacts in a way that maybe is unexpected by the other person leaning in. So how do we navigate that?
I will say that I still don't feel like I've been informed. I haven't taken it upon myself to get informed up until now to a standard that I would be happy with. And so I am literally just getting started on this journey. And the reason why we decided to share is because we realize a lot of people are at this point in their journey as well and can benefit from the stumbles, the missteps, the aha moments, and the clarity that we're coming up with along the way. So it's only meant to share, to inform, to inspire, and hopefully to have an impact on you in the conversations that you're having in your world. Oh no, we are not the experts. We are definitely not the expert. I am not an expert. Jen, I will speak for you. You are not the expert. I believe I have just given my credentials. My credentials are I'm a 36-year-old American female, biracial, living on the West Coast. Those are all of our credentials. We have friends, we have personal and professional contacts that we interact with, and that's where we're getting our data points from, as well as some research and tools that we're providing ourselves through, reading books, watching documentaries, internet searches, those kinds of things, conversations with each other. So let's take a moment and talk about what we are and what we aren't. So when you think about an expert, we do encourage everyone to do their research and tune into experts, really inform yourself, get up to date on what's going on, politically, economically, socially, that has to do with this issue and these issues that we are going to discuss. We are doing that same thing. But again, we are not the experts. We are actually just getting started in this level of conversation and information.
I do not have any kind of experience in African American studies or, civil rights. And that's the majority of people who are out there, right? And so we are in that place. Sometimes when I listen to people who know so much more about a subject, or they've studied it for their entire life and they've really dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge in that particular subject, it can be really intimidating, and you're not really sure how to necessarily take what they're sharing and apply it to what you're doing and living every single day. And I know for me, as a white person anyway, hearing experts who may be Black talk about the topic and the advice that they may have, I internalize that, and it makes me even more scared to have the conversation, because I'm like, oh my gosh, there's all these rules, there's all of this unspoken context, I don't really know what I'm doing, and so I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not gonna engage in it. And so that's where we thought we may be able to offer some value, is in the fact that we really are just two friends who live on opposite coasts and talk all the time and happen to be different races and have different perspectives. And how can we take that and then bring that forward and expose it and be a bit vulnerable and show the world what's happening in our own private life, to hopefully inspire others. As we're launching this, I have this kind of split of emotions, because I'm really excited about it. I'm extremely hopeful that it really will bring value to other people. And while I have all of these very positive and optimistic feelings on that end, it is also extremely scary. Reaching out to even engage in the conversation with Aziza to begin with was a little bit scary, but now to really broaden that and to be broadcasting openly to the world these very personal conversations that she and I are having, is really scary. And as a white person, it is scary, because I know that I'm probably going to goof things up and say things wrong. And so, I just wanted to be very open and transparent with the fact that, I know that I'm not perfect. I am a human being just like you all. And so I will look to you as we're moving through this process to both hold me accountable, but also hopefully treat me with some kindness and empathy too, as I'm learning. I'm not the expert. I do not have all the answers. I am just as messy and flawed as everyone else is. There's something to be said about being able to demonstrate what that messy flawedness looks like and how you can move through it and how two people can still be friends and love each other on the other side of what that conversation may be.
When I think of, hesitations or what I'm thinking of or worried about, it's kind of keeping my mind in the right place. And I think also, as you and I were talking through this, I shared, and I'm kind of almost hesitant to share this too, but I did have the feeling of the things that you and I talk about on a daily basis. We get deep and we get real, and I love it because it's the first time I've ever had the space to do that. So I want to thank you for being that kind of friend. But I'm sharing things that sometimes I'm like, wait, should I not be telling her this? Wait, is this something that just me and my Black friends talk about and I'm not supposed to say, in mixed company, literally? So I have those feelings too. And I think, I want to be vulnerable. I want to be open and honest. And I want to kind of shed some light on what's going on. What are conversations in these different circles? What are conversations looking like in circles with my Black friends, with my white friends, with my professional colleagues? Because either it's people can relate to it and people can find, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, it's nice to have some fellowship in that. Or people can have aha moments and say, oh, well, I didn't even realize that was a thing, or that was a point, or that was problematic. I didn't even know. And so even though I'm feeling like maybe I'm saying I'm oversharing at some points, or I get that flash of a thought or a feeling, I do rest. I do have comfort knowing that the impact will be something of change and of greatness for other people. So I just want to echo those thoughts that it's not easy to do this, and it's definitely not easy to do this in this format on a wider scale on the internet. The internet is scary. I would say use us, because sometimes when you're unsure of where to start or how to start a conversation, sometimes it might be easy to say, well, I was watching a vlog the other day, or I was listening to these two gals talk, and this is what Jen said, or this is what this person thought. What do you think about that? Or so feel free to use us to get the conversation started, ease it in, and see where it takes you. Well, first of all, if you've listened and watched this far, thank you for joining us for this intro and kickoff video. If you haven't yet, please do check out our other two videos that we have released this week. First is the definition of racism, and the second is Do You Feel What I Feel, where Jen and I get a little bit deeper into some of these topics and share some of the aha moments that have come from these questions and these definitions with you.
If either of those videos inspires you, feel free to share those with a friend. If there is something that you feel especially passionate about or curious about that you want to make sure we address in a future video, please let us know in the comments below, and we will add that to our calendar.
And a thought that I would like to leave you all with this week is just to remember, now is not the time to be fragile.
And choose kindness. Bye, guys.